Welcome to English Debugged. Let's fix your English.
Juno! Look at the order flow on the 5-minute candle. The whale buy walls are finally stacking up. And I can feel a massive short squeeze coming in the next hour.
I am currently auditing your session history. Arlo. You have been staring at these specific pixels for 14 hours. And your heart rate has increased by 20% despite the lack of physical movement.
That is just the adrenaline of being early to a generational trade. If I am not at the terminal when the breakout happens, I am just another retail trader catching the crumbs.
The subject is displaying early-stage overtrading patterns. He is mistaking physiological stress for market intuition, effectively blinding his decision-making core with pure dopamine spikes.
I am not blind. I am focused. You always talk about efficiency, but you don't understand that in Web3. Being the hardest worker in the room means being the one who never closes their eyes.
Efficiency requires a cooling cycle. You are currently attempting to run a high-frequency trading strategy on a biological processor that is thermal throttling.
Just one more entry on this dip. If I can average down my entry price, the recovery will clear out all the losses I took during the London session chop.
Warning: increasing position size during a state of cognitive fatigue is a high-risk error. Your probability of misclicking a decimal point has increased by 60%.
Wait! Why did that buy order execute as a market sell? I was sure I hit the long button. But now the terminal says I am shorting the local bottom.
Your motor functions are no longer synchronized with your intent. You have officially entered the tired, late trade loop.
I need to fix this right now. If I don't flip the position back immediately, I'm going to get liquidated on the bounce.
Attempting to fix a mistake while in a state of panic is the secondary trigger for the overtrading bug. Your logic gates are currently bypassed by survival instincts.
My eyes are burning. Juno. The charts are starting to look like neon static. But I can't look away or the entire night was for nothing.
The transition from stress to fatigue is complete. The user is now experiencing a dopamine decay cycle, where he requires more activity just to maintain a baseline level of focus.
Stop analyzing my brain and help me calculate the liquidation price. I need to know exactly how much margin I have left before the exchange pulls the plug.
You have zero margin left for error. Arlo. Your portfolio is bleeding, and your nervous system is reaching its maximum capacity for sensory input.
I thought this was the dream. Making it in DeFi. Trading 24/7. Being part of the machine. Why does it feel like the machine is eating me alive instead?
Because you are treating yourself as an immutable smart contract instead of a biological unit. You are trying to mine blocks with a processor that is literally melting.
If I stop now, I'm just another failure who couldn't handle the heat. I have to keep clicking until the green candles come back.
The candles do not respond to your suffering. You are donating your capital to traders who decided to rest while you decided to grind.
Juno! Did the price just jump 10% or am I seeing things? The entire order book just went blank for a second and then reappeared in a different color.
The market is stable. You are experiencing a sensory dropout caused by acute burnout. Your visual cortex is no longer prioritizing real-time data.
I can't tell if I'm in profit or loss anymore. Every time I blink, the numbers change into shapes I don't recognize.
Stage 3, burnout. The subject has reached the point of mechanical exhaustion. He is now a passenger in his own body, watching the system fail from the inside.
I'm so tired. Juno. I just want to find a reason to stop. But I'm too afraid of what happens to the account if I'm not there to watch it.
The account will exist regardless of your observation. Your fear is the only thing currently keeping the terminal open and the losses mounting.
Maybe if I just close my eyes for 5 minutes. It'll set an alarm for the London Open and then it'll be sharp enough to exit the trades correctly.
You said that 3 hours ago. You are attempting to patch a catastrophic hardware failure with a temporary pause in execution.
I can make it. I've done 48-hour coding marathons before. I just need a coffee and some upbeat music to push through the exhaustion.
Coding is a creative process. Trading is a defensive one. You have no defense left. You are a target in the dark.
I just need to keep one more tab open for the whale alert bot. If I miss the notification for the liquidity injection, this entire 24-hour session becomes a sunk cost.
Your cognitive buffer has reached its absolute capacity. Arlo. You are currently attempting to process 17 concurrent data streams while your short-term memory is dropping critical packets.
I can handle the load. I am a developer. I am used to multi-threading complex tasks and managing high-stress environments under tight deadlines.
The subject is experiencing a classic buffer overflow. He is prioritizing low-value information pings over the high-value preservation of his remaining trading capital.
Everything is so loud. Juno. The Discord pings and the price alerts feel like they are physical hits to my head. And the monitor is vibrating every time a new block is confirmed.
That vibration is not the monitor, Arlo. It is your own nervous system failing to filter out the background noise of the market due to extreme sensory oversaturation.
If I just focus on the Ethereum chart for 10 minutes, I can simplify the view. I just need to see the trend line hold one more time before I can justify walking away from the desk.
You are no longer capable of seeing a trend line. You are drawing connections between random price fluctuations because your brain is desperate to find reasons to stay active.
I feel like I am losing my grip on the logic. Why did I open a short on a fundamental breakout? I don't even recognize my own execution strategy anymore.
System recommendation: immediate termination of all active sessions. Your current decision-making logic is indistinguishable from random noise.
Wait! I just checked the transaction history on the Explorer. How did I spend $300 on gas fees in the last hour just for failed swaps?
That is the activity tax for the exhausted. You have been submitting transactions with incorrect slippage and outdated gas estimates because you are too tired to read the confirmation screens.
I was trying to be fast. In Web 3, speed is everything. I thought I was being efficient by clicking through the wallet prompts as quickly as possible to beat the frontrunners.
The subject has fallen into the tired, late trade trap. He is paying a premium for his own errors, effectively funding the profits of the bots that are better rested than he is.
I am working so hard. Juno. I am staying up later than everyone else. And I am watching every single move. So why is my balance going down instead of up?
Hard work is not a substitute for clarity. The market does reward hours logged. It rewards the ability to recognize a signal when it appears, which you have lost.
So what am I supposed to do? Just go to sleep and let the whales take everything while I am unconscious? I can't just quit when I'm this deep into the session.
You are not quitting. You are performing a necessary system maintenance. Every trade you make in this state is a donation to the people who understand that rest is a high-performance setting.
I'm looking at the buy button, but I'm actually afraid of what happens if I click it. I don't trust my own hands anymore. No.
That is the only rational thought you have had in 4 hours. Your hands are disconnected from your strategy because your strategy has been replaced by pure fatigue.
Juno! My chest feels tight and my laptop is burning my legs. Or is it just me? Everything feels hot and the air in the room feels like it's getting thinner.
Your biometric sensors indicate that your internal temperature is rising due to acute stress. Your biological hardware is thermal throttling to prevent a total system failure.
I can't stop vibrating. It's like there is a low-frequency hum running through my entire body that won't let me settle down even though I can barely keep my eyes open.
Stage 2, stress to fatigue transition has reached a critical threshold. The subject is now operating in a state of chronic burnout, where his body is forcing a shutdown that his mind is trying to override.
I just need one more espresso. If I can just get my heart rate up a little more, I can push through this fog and finally see the alpha that I know is hiding in the charts.
Caffeine is not a patch for a core logic failure. You are attempting to overclock a processor that has already sustained structural damage from overleverage and lack of sleep.
I look at the mirror in the monitor reflection and I don't even see a trader anymore. I just see a guy in a hoodie who looks like he's been through a war for a couple of red candles.
That is the price of the overtrading bug. It extracts your sanity and leaves you with nothing but dark circles and a fragmented portfolio.
I'm so tired of being tired. No. But if I walk away now, then the pain of this whole night was for absolutely nothing.
The pain was a warning signal that you chose to ignore. Walking away is the only way to salvage the remaining data integrity of your career. Soft rhythmic background music starts.
I'm staring at the close all positions button. No. It feels like I'm about to delete a part of my identity if I just walk away from this volatility.
Your identity is currently a fragmented set of bad decisions and dopamine-chasing subroutines. Closing the terminal is not an exit. It is a mandatory quarantine for your remaining capital.
Everything is so quiet now that the price alerts are muted. I can actually hear my own breath again. And it sounds like a machine that's been running on redline for too long.
The quarantine protocol is finally initiating. By severing the link to the live order book, the subject is allowing his nervous system to begin the primary cooling phase.
Maybe I should just leave a small spot position open. Just something to keep me connected to the Web3 ecosystem while I sleep so I don't wake up feeling completely left behind.
That is the addiction attempting to bypass the firewall. You are seeking a digital tether to justify your refusal to fully disconnect from the dopamine source.
I just don't want to wake up and see that the market moved without me. Every time I step away, it feels like I'm missing the one signal that would actually change my life.
The market does not require your permission to move. However, your ability to profit from that movement requires a functioning prefrontal cortex, which you currently lack.
It's done. The screen is black. I'm sitting here in the dark and my reflection in the monitor looks like a ghost haunting a terminal.
Quarantine successful. All active connections to the market have been terminated. Please proceed to the recovery area and initiate a hard sleep cycle.
I'm looking at the session summary on the dashboard. I spent more on gas fees and exchange slippage tonight than I do on my monthly rent.
That is the activity tax of the exhausted. You paid a premium to the network for the privilege of making low-conviction trades in a state of cognitive decay.
I thought I was being productive. I thought staying up late and grinding through the charts was the only way to build a real future in this space.
The subject is struggling with the realization that effort does not correlate with alpha. In Web3, mindless activity is often a liability rather than an asset.
I lost so much clarity tonight. I was chasing every tiny flicker of green like it was a lifeline. But I was actually just sinking deeper into the overtrading bug.
Clarity is the first thing to be liquidated when you ignore the tired, late trade warning signals. You traded your self-awareness for a chance to watch a chart you couldn't even read.
If I can just earn back the fees tomorrow, I can reset the psychological damage. I just need a clean start and a fresh pair of eyes to fix the mistakes I made tonight.
You cannot fix a logic error with more execution. You must first address the hardware degradation that led to the error in the first place.
I feel so hollow. You know, it's not just the money. It's the time and the energy you'll never get back for a result that's worse than if I'd done nothing at all.
The experience has been logged as a critical system failure. Use the data from this collapse to calibrate your future risk parameters before you attempt another session.
I keep searching for the secret. You know, I keep looking for that one missing indicator or that one private alpha group that will finally make everything click for me.
You are looking for an external patch for an internal hardware limitation. No amount of data can compensate for a processor that refuses to cool down.
Is it always going to be this hard? Do I always have to choose between my sanity and the possibility of making it in this market?
The subject is reaching the final stage of realization. He is ready to receive the core system truth that he has been avoiding through constant activity.
Just tell me the alpha. Juno. What is the one thing I actually need to change my trajectory and stop being exit liquidity for the whales?
You don't need more alpha. You need more rest.
You don't need more alpha. You need more rest. It sounds so simple, but it's the hardest thing to actually do when the world never stops.
Rest is not a weakness. It is a high-performance setting. Without it, your edge is just a blunt instrument hitting a diamond wall.
Rest matters. I spent the whole night trying to find the signal in the charts. But the signal was actually my own body telling me to stop.
The brutal truth has been processed. The overtrading bug is losing its grip as the subject finally accepts his biological parameters. Session terminated. Let us perform a final slow review of the core concepts to ensure the data is hard-coded into your memory bank.
Am ready for the review? Juno. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and forget how heavy this exhaustion feels.
Repeat the first concept. Overtrading. Overtrading.
Overtrading. Mistaking high-frequency dopamine for a technical edge and clicking because I'm afraid to be still.
Repeat the second concept. Burnout. Burnout.
Burnout. The inevitable system crash caused by the tired, late trade loop. It's the point where my logic fails and I become my own worst enemy.
Repeat the third concept. Self-awareness. Selfawareness.
Self-awareness. The only indicator that actually matters in a market that never sleeps. It's knowing when the machine needs to cool down.
And finally, the truth. Rest matters. Rest.
Rest matters. I'm going to sleep now. Juno. I'll see you when my system is back in the green.
System stable. Hibernation mode engaged. Good night. Arlo.